Horror games have long been popular in the gaming industry. And if you want to play horror games with your friends who are on a different platform, then this video is for you. Because in today's video, I will show you the 10 best cross-platform horror games. So without any further delay, let's start this video. The first game of this video is Song of Horror. Song of Horror is a throwback to classic third-person survival horror games while yet standing on its own 2 feet. There's always a new shock, and the story's intrigue keeps you interested. You take on the role of more than one protagonist, but when any of them perishes, that character is finished for good. Keeping everyone alive becomes more of a priority as a result. Number 2, we have Resident Evil 2 Remake. Resident Evil games aren't new for horror fans, but the quality varies. Resident Evil 2's remake was well received by fans since it captured what made the original game great while updating others. The remake proves that games don't require low polygon counts to be terrifying because of their adversaries. Number 3, we have IB. It's an art-themed role-playing game made using RPG Maker. The simplicity of the visuals is part of what makes the app so effective. There are so many different ways to die that you eventually learn not to trust anything, no matter how ordinary it seems. Your emotional investment in your party members throughout the game will keep you on your toes, as their destinies are tied to your choices. Next up, we have Alien Isolation. It's safe to say that Alien Isolation is a classic title for the 2010 gaming generation. It's a first-person, survival horror experience based on the film series. Even while the idea of being confined on a spacecraft with a lethal extraterrestrial is horrific on its own, the execution of Alien Isolation ups the ante. Next up, we have Detention. The 2D side-scrolling horror game Detention takes inspiration from East Asian culture, especially that of Taiwan. The game's visuals are spot on for the mood it's going for, and it does a great job of creating a sense of mystery and unease. Its creatures are frightening without being overtly hostile. Number 6, we have Inscryption. Atmospheric horror card game, Inscryption. Naturally, the notion is novel, but that's not all it has going for it. The story is fascinating, and the atmosphere is appropriately eerie. The card game itself is difficult yet entertaining. You'll likely go down a few times before you get the hang of it. Next up, we have Omori. Omori has a surprising amount of color for a horror game, but don't let that mislead you. It mixes every day and the fantastic in this psychological horror role-playing game. This is unlike any other horror game because of the role-playing features. There is a wide range of emotions evoked by the game's plot and characters. Number 8, we have The Walking Dead: The Telltale Definitive Series. The Walking Dead by Telltale Games is a fun choice-based narrative game. Knowing the show or comics isn't necessary to appreciate the games, despite a few appearances and allusions. Every season of The Walking Dead has fascinating characters you'll love or detest. Number 9, we have Evil Dead: The Game. Evil Dead: The Game is a 4 vs 1 asymmetrical horror survival game based on Sam Raimi, Robert Tappert, and Bruce Campbell's series. Destroy evil as the Kandarian demon. Explore, loot, create, manage your terror, and discover critical relics to close the world. The last game of this video is Secret Neighbor. Gameplay-wise, Secret Neighbor is similar to Hello Neighbor, except it's a multiplayer social horror experience. Discover the Hello Neighbor home with your pals, but watch out, one of you could be the neighbor in disguise. Collaborate to get your pal out of the cellar, or play pranks as the neighbor and throw everyone for a loop. So that's the list of 10 best cross-platform horror games that you can play in 2022. Your support is much appreciated if you like the video and want to see more from Games Puff.